morning. How's everyone doing today? I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but today is one of those days where I just didn't feel like getting up. Have you ever had those feelings where you just don't want to get up and exercise? Although you know that if you do it, you're going to feel great after. So that's one of these days today. And I thought it's important to recognize that we all go through these mornings where I just want to have that extra sleep, and that's fine. I don't feel like stretching, but I know that if I stretch, I'm going to feel wonderful. So the fact that you're here and we're talking and listening, you've done that hard part of getting up and getting on a mat or getting on your chair, wherever you may be. So welcome to Yoga with Yon. This is Cody. I always introduce Cody because Cody at sometimes he will interrupt yoga, and when he does, we try to get back in and center ourselves into the practice. So Cody going to be good for us today? I think he's going to be okay. We'll see, right? All right. So I invite you to take a nice seated position, whether it be on a chair or on a mat, and make yourself comfortable. And making yourself comfortable, it means that, sometimes it's hard to sit like this. Right now I'm feeling a little tight, and so I may want to use a blanket, which I happen to have right here. I'm going to just fold this blanket into a little bit of a prop, and it allows for my hips to release. So I have a nice little circular blanket, and I sit on top of it, and so now it's a little bit easier for me to release. And I can also sit on blocks if that helps. So as we're sitting up nice and tall. If you feel comfortable with closing your eyes, I invite you to do so. If you'd like to just lower your gaze, whatever is comfortable for you. This is your yoga practice, and it's not anything, we're not going to do any headstands or cartwheels or anything like that, or twisties, but we are going to stretch. And so I'm very softly at the beginning, and then get into a little bit more movement. So we're sitting on our bolster, nice and tall. Our hands are going to be palms facing top, facing the ceiling, and laying them, resting them on your legs. And we're just going to lower or close our eyes, sitting up, and just noticing our breath. Just noticing where are we breathing with sharp, quick inhales and exhales, or are we breathing with longer, deeper inhales? And as we're breathing, I'm going to read a quote from this book that I really love. It's Wisdom 365 Thoughts from Indian Masters. And so I'm going to open the book randomly. And as you're breathing, I'm just going to read. To understand pleasure is not to deny it. We are not condemning it or saying it is right or wrong, but we are in pursuit of it. Let us do so with our eyes open, knowing that a mind that is all the time seeking pleasure must inevitably find its shadow in pain. They cannot be separated, although we run after pleasure and try to avoid pain. And that is by Krishnamurti. And a beautiful picture of a young lady. I don't know if you can see that. The book is called Wisdom. So just having a moment as we are contemplating on the idea of pleasure and how to have pleasure, we also have to know what it's like not to have it in order to fully embrace it. So from here, I'm going to invite you to take your hands and place them on your rib cage so we can notice where our breath is coming from, and maybe we can start breathing a little bit deeper. And when we have deeper breaths, our body is getting filled up and we're allowing ourselves to relax a little bit more. So in this next inhale, when you breathe in, imagine your belly button's going all the way back to your spine and then filling up to the top of your lungs, all the way up to your neck. And then as it releases, it is going down like a pitcher of water going down all the way up. Breathing in through your nose, going all the way up. Breathing out, going down. And see if you notice your rib cage expanding in your hands as you're breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. From here, we can slowly remove our hands from our waist and open our eyes gently. Okay, we're going to take our head, sits upon our neck, and sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take a breath in, and then we're gently going to look towards the right, keeping everything straight and still except for our head that's turning. And releasing our breath and then coming back and inhale. And then exhaling to the left, going as slow as possible. And noticing if there's anything that's cracking or crinkling in your neck. Breathing in. As you go out to the side and breathing out as you return. Breathing in as you go out and breathing out as you come back. And only go as far as what feels comfortable. Breathing in to the side and maybe challenge yourself if it feels good to go a little bit extra. And then come back to the front. Breathing in as you go to the left. And breathing out as you come to the center. From here, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to place it on around our left ear, and we're slowly going to lean our head towards our right shoulder. As much and as comfortable as it feels good for you, and we're going to hold. Breathing in and out from our nose. And you should feel a really nice stretch along the left side of your neck and up to your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly release that right hand and the neck and head can come back up into center position. Taking a moment and just noticing how does that feel on that one side. And now we're going to do the opposite side and see how that feels. So taking our left hand, bringing it up, placing it on our right ear, and slowly, gently guiding our head to lean towards the left. And hold here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. You should get a really nice stretch along the right side of your neck. All the way to your shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. And slowly release the hand and your head comes back up. And just noticing, how does that feel? That nice little stretch, very small, subtle, but it's something. You may have heard of the vagal nerve. The vagal nerve is our cranial nerve that takes us right from the top of our head all the way down, and it covers a lot of space. And there are certain things and movements that we can do that activate this nerve, and it helps us to calm down our nervous system. And so the same posture that we just did, we're going to add on to it and see if it allows us to have a little bit extra release. So we're going to take our right hand, again placing it on our left ear, bringing our head to the side. And this time, we're going to take our gaze up to the left corner. So just our eyes are moving up to the corner, and we're going to hold here as we're breathing in and out, in and out. And notice if you swallow or if you have an extra yawn, that's a good thing because that's activating our vagus nerve. Breathing in and breathing out. And now we're going to release. Gently bring our head back to neutral position. Taking a breath and noticing how that affected us. Now we're going to take our left hand, raising it up. Same thing, the opposite side. Holding our right ear, gently moving it to the side. And this time our gaze is going up to the right. And we're holding the gaze, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if your shoulder crops up, try and keep it lower so that it allows for more of a stretch. And then slowly releasing and bringing your head back to center. Now we're going to do the head turns that we did earlier, and notice if there's more of a stretch allowed in our rotation. So sitting up nice and tall, taking a breath in, and just releasing, taking a breath in, and breathing out as we turn to the right, and back in to center, breath in, and breathing out to the left, breathing to the center, out to the right, to the center, and out to the right, relaxing to the center. Okay, so maybe you noticed you had a little bit more extra rotation or not. It's your practice and everything is different for everyone. So that's the whole thing about I love this practice. We all have our movement and we all have the way our bodies feel, and hopefully after the practice they feel a little bit better. So now we've done our neck, we did a little bit of our eyes. Now we're going to do our shoulders. We can stay seated in this position if it's comfortable for you, or you can get on a chair, whatever makes it easier for you to do these. So we're going to take our shoulders and we're just going to bring them up to our ears, and then we're going to pull them to the back, almost like our shoulder blades are touching, and then we're going to roll forward and then again to the back. So it's circular motions, breathing in, up, around, and breathing out. Breathing in, up, around, and out. Breathing in, up, around, and out. Breathing in, up, around, and out. And now we're going to do the opposite direction. So taking our shoulders to the back, breathing in, up, around to the front, back, up, around to the front, breathe in, up, around to the front, breathe in, up, around to the front. And now just shake out your shoulders. See how that felt. A nice little stretch. Now I'm going to stand up, invite you to do so as well. As we're standing up, our legs are hip width apart. And we're just going to get a little bit comfortable where we're standing. Maybe you want to take your toes and lift them up and then go to the balls of your feet. So we're rocking on our heels and then we're going to our toes, rocking on our heels, going to our toes. If you are comfortable and you're in a warm space, I invite you to take your socks off. I started with my socks on because it's a little chilly on this autumn day here. So I'm feeling a little bit warmer with the little movement, so I think I can take my socks off, and maybe you take yours off too if they're not already. We take our socks off in yoga because it helps with our positions on the mat, and it gives us just a little bit more stability. So now that we have stood on our mats for a little bit, and we have on our toes and our heels, our toes and our heels, we're grounded, right? We're feeling that groundedness. And for the next postures and stretches, I invite you to lift up your hands into goalie pose. So we are parallel. Maybe I need to remove my sweater. Get it a little bit warmer. I can do that. Okay, so we're goalie pose. So our hands are parallel to the floor, and our palms are facing out. And what we're simply going to do is take a breath in and a breath out. We're going to meet our elbows and our palms together. Okay, so we're starting with our goalie pose, breathing in through our nose and breathing out, bringing everything back and touching through our nose. In and out. 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 And slowly let your hands dangle. Notice again, how are they feeling? And then we take our right hand and we place it out as if we're saying stop in the name of love. Just kidding. Okay, so we're stopping and our hands are straight out. And with our left fingers, we're going to take our right fingers and just slowly give them a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And this should give you a really nice stretch along your carpal tunnel and this wrist joint. And anybody who does a lot of computer work or anything with your hands, it will feel a really great stretch. Any bread makers out there? Okay. And now from here, we're going to drop our hand down and take our left hand and slowly give it a little nudge at the top of the hand. And again, another part of the stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly bring that hand down and bring your left hand up. Stop again. And taking your right fingers and gently giving them left fingers a little bit of a pull towards you so you feel the stretch in your wrist. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly allow that release. And now dangle your fingers down to the floor. And then give your hand a little bit of pressure towards you. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then release that. Another thing that is really good in the morning is to just try and stretch all the different parts of the body. So we take our hands as fists in front of us. We're going to open up our hands like spider webs. Really stretch out your fingers and then close them. So breathing in and breathing out. Push out those spider webs. Breathing in, tight, tight fists. Breathing out. Breathing in, tight, tight fists. And breathing out. One more. Breathing in and breathing out. And now with your hands as fists again, we're just going to make circular motions, so little circles with your wrists, going in towards each other, breathing in and breathing out, and then reverse the direction, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, and slowly release your hands. Okay, from here, we're going to take our hand and bend to our elbow and lift our elbow up. And so essentially your elbow is going as close as it can to your head, and then your arm is going to give a little bit of pressure. So this is how it looks from the front side. This is how it looks from the back. Okay. And so we're just taking our opposite hand, which is our left hand, and we're just giving our elbow a little bit of some pressure down. So whatever is comfortable, where you're feeling a stretch along your shoulder all the way up to your elbow. So holding this, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And then we're slowly going to release that grip, allow the hand to dangle down. And now we're going to do it with our left hand, bringing our left hand up, taking that elbow up towards the head, and then the hand is going straight down, and we're giving it just a little bit of pressure wherever it feels good to feel a stretch along your shoulder to your elbow. And we're going to hold here, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, and then releasing that hand. Now we've done a lot for our upper body. The next one that we're going to do is taking our hands out again. Now we had our goal pose like this, so we're going to do our goal pose, but this time we're going to bring our hands down, and then we're going to flip them back up. We're going to bring them down, and we're going to flip them back up. We're going to bring them down, and we're going to flip them back up. We're going to bring them down, and we're going to flip them back up. And you will notice if you have any issues, I have some issues in my shoulder, I notice that it's a bit of a strain. So do what's comfortable for you, going down and up, going down and up. And then from here, we're going to take our hands and we're going to interlace our fingers, and we're going to push down as if we are really patting down some pizza dough, and we're trying to make it flat for dinner. Okay, so we're pushing down and up, down and up, down, up, down and up. Now this time when you go down, take a nice breath in and slowly, slowly lift your arms up to your chest level, and then a little higher. Go as high as what's comfortable for you. You may stop at your eye level, wherever it's good, and if you can, and it's okay and it feels comfortable, go all the way up to the ceiling and gaze up and pull your hands up as high as possible, stretching, stretch, 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 breathing in, and breathing out. We're slowly going to bring our hands straight in front of us, stopping at the chest for a moment, breathing in and breathing out, and then going back down and release. And that should have given a really nice opening of arms. I'm going to do one more of those, taking our hands, interlacing our fingers and keeping them in front of us and pushing down and release, pushing down and release, pushing down and release. Now this time when you're pushing down, you're going to take a breath and slowly extend your arms straight in front of you, up into the chest, breathing in and breathing out, and then up over your head as far as feels comfortable. If you get up to your head, great. Stretch your arms as high as they can go, looking up to your head, hands, and giving a nice stretch, and then release, slowly bringing down, straight arms in front of your chest, taking a breath, and then release. And just shake up your hands. It should feel really good. And now I'm going to ask you to just open up your stance a little bit, so it's like shoulder, a little bit like shoulder width, maybe a little more. And then we are going to just slowly bend our knees, a little micro bend in our knees, which will help keep our hips stable. And then as our hands are dangling, we're just going to twist to the side and to the other side. And if anybody knows anything about old ways of, washing our clothes, we wring our clothes out, right? We just wring them out, get all that water up, and that helps dry our clothes. Similarly, we want to do this kind of wringing of all our internals inside. So we're gently starting by just going back and forth. Our knees are slightly bent, And we can look in the direction that we're turning and then go back. And if you feel comfortable, you can pick up the pace, because remember, we're keeping our hips still, and it's just our waist that's going back and forth, getting twisted, so all our nice internals are getting some blood flow, some oxygen. And see, we don't have to do something tremendous. We don't need any special equipment. This is just us in our bodies. I am strong. I am capable. I am here. I am present. I am safe. Great words. You can have your own mantra going on in your head, or you can say it out loud. I am capable. I am present. I am love. I am joy. Whatever it is that you're working on, that you like to put out there to the universe, let it be so. Okay, so I am going a little bit faster here. I don't know if you're going a little faster or slower, but as we go faster, we're going to slow it down. Never stop suddenly when you're doing stuff fast. Let your body know it's coming to a slow down, slowing it down. And now we're just going to pause for a moment, lower your eyes, maybe your gaze, and just notice, how did that feel? How did that feel for your body with the blood and the movement? Maybe it was something that was too much. Maybe it was something you really enjoyed and want to do more of. From here, we're going to do some side bends, and we'll start very, very simple by taking up our right hand up to the air, and with our left hand, we're going to grab our right wrist, lift it straight up, and when you can't lift any more, you're going to take a nice inhale and then exhale and lean towards the left. And as you're leaning, you will notice a nice stretch taking place on your right side. And hold here as long as it's comfortable, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly release that grip and allow the hand to come down. And now we're going to take the left hand, slowly bring the left hand up, and grab the wrist with your right hand and pull the left hand up as high as it possibly can go. And then when it can go no further, take a breath in, and then slowly lean towards the left, and hold. Have a nice stretch on the left side, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly release that grip and allow your hands to come down. Take our right hand, and then the left hand will follow. And this is the windmill. So the windmill starts with our right hand going straight up and around. And then when it comes down, the left goes up and around. Okay, so then it's going right and left, right, and left. And as we're doing it, our hands are going to be straight. So your hands are straight, your thumb is pointing up. So we're going up and around, up and around, okay? Do these, standing ready. Hands are in our saluted position. And here we go, right hand up, and breathe out, left up, and breathe out, right up, breathe out, and left up, breathe out, right, out, left, out. And try and stay as still as possible. I notice that my body moves a little. We're trying to stay as still, and just our arms are doing this nice, great circular motion, great for upper body stretching. Do one more. Now we're going to reverse direction with our right hand going back and front, left, back and front, back and front, back and front, back and front. There we go. It's like we're a windmill. out, providing electricity. Oh, and our bodies are feeling great, the blood's flowing. What a nice way to say, good morning, I'm ready for the world. And we'll do one more on each side, and then stop, and your hand gets to the base of your body. And just take a moment. Now we've done quite a bit of upper body movement. We're going to just take a moment and notice how this movement is making our body feel. We know that there's blood flowing, and just recognizing the sensations that that brings with us. Taking a breath in and out, in and out. Okay. And now we're going to move on to our hip area. I invite you to have a little larger stance, so like a foot more than our normal shoulder width, so just maybe, yeah, about a foot more. Hands on your hips. And anybody who did hula hoop in elementary school, it's just like hula hooping. Here we go. And so we're going to take our hips, and we're going to push our hips to the right, and then we're going to push our hips to the back, then we're going to push our hips to the left, and then we're going to push our hips to the front. So it's a circular motion that's taking place, breathing in and breathing out as we come to the front. Breathing in and breathing out. And just notice, go as slow as you need to, as fast as you'd like to. And notice as you're doing your hula hoop, is there a certain area that is causing a little bit more friction? And if so, just give it some extra love and breathe into that area. And then after this, after we've done a couple, we're going to go a little bit faster. That feels good. Oh, I heard some creaks in my knees. And then from here, we're going to pause when we get to the back, and we're going to go in the opposite direction. So this time, we're going to hips to the left, going back, around, and to the front. Side, back, side, to the front. And then continue at your own pace. Just noticing how nice it is when we sit a lot. We don't get a lot of stretching going on in this area, so it's really good to get up, and you can even do this at your desk. Stand up for a moment and just do these hula hoops, make a joke about it and with your colleagues. I'm doing my imaginary hula hooping, the blood's flowing, and you're happy. And you made somebody else smile. All right. After your last turn, to the center and stop. And that should feel really good. Okay. So now we're going to take our knees and our elbow. So we're taking our knee, opposite knee to our elbow. And if you need to have a wall, use a wall, whatever, or a chair, if you want to do the sitting down. And you're taking your knee and to your elbow, and you're just touching your elbow. And then the opposite elbow to your knee. And then it's a great balance. You notice that I'm wobbling, so do what you can. Taking your right knee, right elbow to left knee, and then you're taking your left elbow to your right knee. So we're going to alternate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then slowly bring your hands down. And then we're going to take our hands, and then this is like a waterfall where you're just slowly allowing your body to come down, release, and then slowly come back up. So you're standing, and you're just allowing everything to droop down, and your head is always dangling down, and then you slowly come back up. But we're going to dangle a little bit at the bottom if it's comfortable for you. So we're taking our head, putting our head to our chin, and we're already noticing as our head goes to our chin how that feels, right? And now we're slowly curling our shoulders, and we're folding forward in a curled manner, and we're just dangling as we go down. And it may be that we just stand here and hold our legs, or we can go down a little further. We may have some blocks to use, and just notice where you are, and wherever it's comfortable, you may stop and hold on to a chair if that feels good, or you may want to go further. And if you get down, maybe your hands touch the floor, remembering to keep your head dangling. This in itself is an inversion, which is very good also for our regulation and keeping our nervous system regulated. And now if you get to here and your hands are fully down, you can also join your elbows, which will give you a little bit more of gravity pulling, and it allows for your spinal cord to get that nice extra gravity pull. And it just feels wonderful. From here we can do it, it's like a rag doll. You can just shake from one side, not shake, sway from one side to the next. And it should feel really good. All that sitting in your back, maybe you drive a lot, maybe you're in a chair a lot, who knows what, everybody has something going on, right? Where we just need sometimes to stretch. Okay, and so from here, as we come up, we are slowly as you can, bringing from the base of your spine. Imagine the base of your spine is pulling up, and then each vertebrae is stacking on top of that. So the last thing that's going to come up is your head. So your head is tucked in, and you're slowly making your way up. One vertebrae on top of each other, and then finally your head will slowly make its appearance. And just pause here for a moment, because that was a lot of blood flowing in the opposite direction. And we want to feel what that's like to come back into our space of standing. Okay. Now, from here, we're going to go back to our seated posture. Just checking. Okay, back to our seated posture. We're going to bring our soles of our feet together. Once again, working on our hip joints and opening that area. So we're going to bring our soles of our feet together. We're going to clasp our hands around our toes, and whatever's comfortable, bring it as close as possible. And then we're slowly going to bring our knees up and down, sitting up nice and tall, and making our shoulders lower, not bringing them up to our ears. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes and just imagine the area that you're trying to open up, because sometimes when we visualize it, it's easier to open it up. Breathing in and out through your nose, and flapping is sometimes called butterfly pose, because it's like a butterfly that is flapping its wings. And as you do this, you just gently are moving up and down, allowing for the blood to flow, the muscles to stretch a little. And again, very, very good for our reproductive as well as our root chakra, all of these different spots, which just, to fully function our bodies, we want to have good flow, blood flow throughout. Here we go a little faster. And slow down. And then from here, we're going to do, going onto our backs, we're going to do a baby position, which is slowly going onto your back, bringing up your knees to your chest, and if you can, taking your hands inside, holding your inside of your feet, your insoles, and then bringing your knees down to your armpits. So you may just be here, that's okay. You might want to use a belt, whatever it is for you. If you can get to this side, this spot, and you want to just take some small rocking positions like a baby would do, it's a great way of massaging your back. And you can also take your hands to the tip of your toes and maybe stretch out your legs just a little bit. And by the way, this is a great one in the morning. If you don't feel like getting out and getting onto the mat, you can start your day by just pulling your legs in and giving these extra little stretches. It's great for the lower back. It's good for your hips. It's good for your legs. It's a nice way to wake up. Slowly releasing your legs, turning to your right side, gently coming up. Taking a moment to just notice how we are feeling after these stretches. Breathing at your own pace. Thanking yourself for showing up. I wish you clear and loving thoughts, clear and loving intentions, and clear and loving words. Namaste.